A lot of people, we feel like it's a family wreath at the racetrack because of how many family members we have that are involved with racing.
Oh, it's a family affair. It's been going on for a very long time.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's crazy that I let my daughter race. They think it's nuts.
Big adrenaline rush, just a lot of fun. When you get in there and you're alongside somebody going through the corner and you're trying to keep off their door bars and trying your hardest, just a lot of fun.
It is completely like a family-oriented atmosphere. Frank Dumicich. I drive a tow truck and work for as a heavy-duty truck mechanic. I work on race cars, custom cars, small engine equipment, work on the Bandoleros, almost anything. 7 years old, going to a go-kart track with my father and asked me if I wanted to do it, and then a couple weeks later going to try somebody's go-kart to do it, and then getting involved in the go-kart racing. And go-kart racing until we were 15 years old, turning 16 and running then at Riverhead. I started in started in Enduros, ran a blunderbuss car, tried a pro truck, built a pro truck, and I've been in the pro truck since.
Dumicich with the advantage on the outside, a bit of a wiggle there.
In this garage, or the old race shop and stuff like that beforehand, but yeah, in this garage, built plenty of pro trucks in this garage, plenty of race cars, and then rebuilt plenty of other people's race cars in the garage too.
Frank Dumicich, back in started building my first car, just got married. I used to do a lot of street racing when I was younger, drag racing. Met a guy at work, Eddie Barrett, and we started building a race car. Started that, and that's where it all began.
Joyce Dumicich. Oh, it's a family affair. Been going on for a very long time. He spends plenty of time out here, especially since he retired. He's out here more than he's ever been. Tries to keep everybody going, get everything done on time, involved with doing things in the house, outside the house. You know, it's like, okay, project in the house, that needs to get done too.
First off, I know what my kids are on a Saturday night. A lot of fun, good times, a lot of work, but it's worth every effort. And it's nothing like racing against your son and racing against your daughter. And you know, we lay on each other. We lay on each other probably more than we lay on other people.
Been great, you know, been rocky sometimes. I'm thick-headed, he's thick-headed. We both, you know, get along 90% of the time. Some of my antics on the racetrack he don't like, but you know, it's changed over the years. I think I've calmed down. Where we were wrecking cars with when I was younger, every week he thought, you know, this isn't a video game. You can't do that. To argue with him the right way to do it, and then throughout the years driving better and then progressively winning races and winning championship, and which was fun, traveling with the family and doing everything and stuff like that. I met my wife at the racetrack. Actually, I met my wife probably when I was 15 years old at a banquet, trying to dance with her on the dance floor and getting yelled at by her. And then, you know, it took me 8 years later or whatever as we started dating, and then got married, had kids.
Melanie Dumicich. Well, I started going to Riverhead with my family, my mom and my dad and my sister, when I was probably, I don't know, 8, 9 years old. My dad got started into racing. He had a machine shop in East Northport. And then my dad decided that he needed to get a blunderbuss car. He started racing, I say, in the early 90s. It was fun because it was family experience. It's a whole family thing. My sister and I used to race Enduros when we were younger. And I met Junior at the racetrack. He was racing and we'd travel and everything. And then I got pregnant with Scarlett. Scarlett has been to more tracks than most people before she was like 3 years old. And then when the Bandolero started the racetrack, we asked her if she wanted to race, and she kept telling us no. She turned 7, she decided that she wanted to race, and we borrowed a car, she got in it, she did great the first 2 races, and now she doesn't want to stop. We add that onto the list of other things that she does. She plays softball, she does gymnastics, she was just in her first play at school, and the most thing that she loves to do is racing. You ask her if you want to stop racing, she tells us no, so see where it takes us.
Now my daughter racing, it's like a step all the way through it. I can see how I was when I was a kid. Like, she doesn't want to listen. 100% it was me. 100% I can see in her.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's crazy that I let my daughter race. Sometimes I do. Her first race I couldn't watch. I was pacing back and forth in between the fence, watching, trying to make sure that she didn't get hurt or anything like that, because that's my biggest fear of something happening.
A lot of fun watching them grow up and get into it. Like, I remember when they were little puppies, and watching her win, her first win, that's better than anyone. Any win that I ever had.
Now watching her race and hopefully progress, and then eventually we'll have a third pro truck again, and then hopefully Grandpa will still be racing, and we'll have me, my father, my daughter, and my sister does race too. So it'll be maybe four generations on a racetrack together.
My son, he, you could see it with his race cars. Daddy always wins, or Scarlett always wins. But now, in his little cars that he plays with, he also mentions everybody else, like Maddie White or Brooke, and he plays with all of them, and he makes sure the girls win different ones all the time.
The first win with my daughter, which was in my arms at Thompson Speedway in 2017. She was still a baby and stuff like that. That's one of the coolest ones I've had. That, having her in victory lane and stuff like that, it was a lot different than, I've had wins, I've had championships, I've won races at all different tracks, but that one stands out the most. I won a 55 lapper up at Seekonk for the Truck Series. I've won Thompson Icebreaker. I've won the Thompson World Series. I've won a Waterford Speed Bowls, the Super Bowl that they had for the end of the year there with the Pro Truck. My first one in a Pro Truck when I first got it. It's a long time ago, back when I first started racing. It was hard felt to win with. Back then, racing 22 trucks too to get a win was hard. To get my first win and stuff like that in victory lane with my family the first time, my mother and my father there and stuff like that. Before I was married and stuff like that. I was young, but it was nice to have that first win.
All over the back end of Frank Dumicich Jr. for second. Let's see if he can find the position with 4 laps to go.
Getting to the racetrack is a week-long process. You'll start by the week is unloading the car after the previous week before, going through it, hopefully not fixing any damage or having to fix damage from it, to getting the car ready and set up on the scales, setting the car up completely, making sure the front end, the rear end, everything's square in a race car, make sure all your numbers are back to how they were, and then getting it all set up and put back together, and then get it back in the trailer for Friday night to be able to drop it off at the racetrack Saturday morning to be ready to go for that next night of racing. And then depending on the weeks, it depends on how many different classes we're running that week between Pro Truck, Street Stock, Legend Car, Bandolero, on how many cars you got to get ready. So not only do we get the 2 Pro Trucks ready, sometimes I got to get my daughter's car ready for the same week, or come home on a Saturday night right after racing with the Pro Truck, unload the entire trailer to load up all her stuff to get to the racetrack.
Side with Frank Dumicich on the inside.
Probably back when Junior was young, he used to flip his go-kart quite often. That was 1999, and I only remember the year because he made himself a shirt and a sign that was called, so yeah, that was scary. That was scary, seeing your kid like flipping upside down and like his helmet shield popped open and you saw his eyes. Yeah, that was, I think, the worst.
Thompson Speedway, when I got hung up with a flat tire, smacking the wall at over 130, that was one of the scariest moments I had. We went down the straightaway, tire went flat, and it went sailing off into turn 4, wide open, wrecked the car.
Backing into the wall at Thompson Speedway, got turned, backed into the wall about 125, and just destroyed the car.
I flipped the bus twice this past year, and it was interesting hanging from the seatbelt and stuff like that, and I was like, all right, and, well, oops, we shouldn't have done that, but it happened. And then when I got flipped over by Joe Warren, I was like, again, I'm like, my wife's gonna kill me by the end of this. She's like, don't do it again. We go out and we flip another one. But yeah, I've had the fun with it. It's been fun. A lot of people, we feel like it's a family wreath at the racetrack because of how many family members we have that are involved with racing, but like it is completely like a family-oriented atmosphere.